The death penalty in American states. For my data visualization, I wanted to address a question. Don't states with a higher murder rate use the death penalty more often? In my graph, you can see the answer. The blue line on my graph represents the number of executions that have occurred in 9 different states since 1976, when the landmark case of Furman v. Georgia re-legalized capital punishment in America. Meanwhile, the murder rates in 2017 are represented by the red line in the graph. As you can see, states like Alabama and Missouri have some trend between high murder rates and high execution rates. But the murder rate across the country is relatively similar, while the number of executions that occur from state to state varies drastically. The state of Virginia has executed 113 people since 1976, while Pennsylvania has executed only 3, despite the fact that Pennsylvania has a higher murder and crime rate. You might be asking yourself why this variation might occur. In this graph from the WGBH Educational Foundation, you can see that the red states on the graph represent those that were part of the Confederation in 1861 during the American Civil War. These states have always highly favored the death penalty. In my graph, you can see that the states of Virginia, Florida, Alabama, and Missouri were all part of the Confederation during the American Civil War. Many of the southern states have traditionally favored the death penalty and still do today, despite the fact that they have similar or even lower crime and murder rates than other areas in the U.S. In America, there is not always a trend between those states that have a high murder rate and a high execution rate. Instead, the death penalty mostly occurs in states that have traditionally favored the death penalty. Thank you for listening.